I could have done a 7-part series, because each one of them
Well, let's get it
really
going.
I'm very excited today to be speaking with Colette Johnson-Vosberg, the writer-director of Unusually Normal, and Karen Ford. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me, you both. I really do appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having us.
Honestly, it's great to have you both because this film is so wonderful. It's so charming, so honest, which I appreciate. When with a documentaries are their own sort of conversation, I find in terms of film, but to find a family that's just willing to share, I think is such a beautiful thing. And
Took us a
uh,
long time to get here.
I appreciate that. Colette, how did this begin? How did you decide that you wanted to bring this story out?
Well, it was totally random. I was a fan of Jan Arden, and she's an advocate against draft horses being inhumanely shipped and to Japan and eaten for sushi. And sometimes they can sit on the tarmac for 2 days without any food or water. And so she's been a strong advocate for these beautiful draft horses called #horseshit. And so I reached out to her through Twitter and said, "Hey, Jan, I'm a film producer for documentaries, and I'd love to do a documentary about this." And I didn't hear from Jan, but a few weeks later, I did hear from Karen Ford talking about her family. And I didn't put the two together until Karen and I were talking that she was actually a follower of Jan Arden, and she saw my tweet. And so she researched me and found me out. So I'll turn that over to Karen because, how she kind of came to find me.
Oh, it was just a complete fluke, really. I mean, I pretty much had given up on ever getting our documentary made. And so I thought, well, what the heck? I might as well just send a little note to I think that's what I did. Didn't I send you an email or something?
Yep.
Yeah. I Googled you and found you that way. And yeah, and you were actually interested. That was the best thing because I'm so used to saying or getting no, no, no. So when you actually took us seriously, and yeah, we just kept going from there.
That's right, because of course, over the course of the film, you're talking about the documentary that you wanted to make.
Oh, it took me a long. It took about 15 years to finally find somebody to take us seriously and help us out and make a film for us.
Really, it took you that long to
Yeah,
yeah.
2009, I bought two cameras and started filming my family. We started off by going to Tennessee for a week, and the whole week was to just film everybody and try and get this, like, tell the story. And it was a disaster, really. Just, I didn't know what I was doing. And shortly after that, after a couple of years, then I started looking for help. Yeah, and anyway, so that's where we are. Like we just found Colette.
It's incredible how it weaves together, and because you started so, we have all this wonderful footage as well that's been woven together.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So our family is ever since I was born, I think the cameras, even back then, we had lots of pictures and crappy film, and then as the years went on, we got better cameras, and we weren't filming ourselves in the beginning to make it a documentary. It was just because we like to take pictures of each other and video and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Well, and certainly, with the release of a film like this, I mean, one of the things I love about this story is the incredible response you're getting to people along the way, especially as you are stepping into TikTok and social media in that way. Um, And I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about that, because this story, the story of your family coming forward this way, seems to have really touched a lot of people.
TikTok. Um, I'm not technical. I figured out how to use the basics at TikTok. Like if you look at our clips, there's nothing like you see a lot of things on TikTok that are really amazing films, little films. And I don't have that skill. So I just took my phone and started filming my mom and her wife, Jan. And I was shocked how popular them really, it's the grandmas that they're the stars. Most of my films are about them, and people love them because I mean they've been through so much, and they're finally like they came out publicly in 2016, and that's when things started to change in making films and talking about our family, because they finally shed all the things that were keeping them down, and they were living secretive. They had their gay friends and they had their straight friends, and they didn't mix the two, although most of the time people knew. They just like it's kind of hard to hide. And then I think the biggest thing was in 2018, or actually, yeah, 18, we got married. Was it? I can't remember. We got married in 2018 or 19, one or the other. Anyway, we had at our wedding, we had a double wedding. Kathy and I got married, and my mom and Jan got married. And we had probably equally straight and gay guests. And everybody was mingling. It didn't matter whether you were gay, you were straight. We were all there. Everybody was there to support us. And I'm getting chills right now because it was really it was a great day. It was a dream come true, really, next to this film.
And actually, with the footage of that in the film, of your wedding in the film, I think it's you that just says, and nobody cared. Like it was just everybody was celebrating together, and nobody made a big deal about it.
None.
For the wrong reasons. I mean, they made a big deal about it for the right reasons, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so special. Wondering for you both, I love the title of the film as Unusually Normal, and I wondered for you both, Colette, Karen, what that means to you.
Well, to be honest, it's a title that Karen came up with. She had used it in the past. I thought it was a good title because, this is a family where they live their day-to-day life as we all do. They love, they share, yeah, I mean, they are perfectly normal family. It's just that they're all lesbians in one family. And, they've all done an amazing job of raising Madison, who is, just a beautiful person, inside and out, and is so smart and articulate. And I think it just goes to show how close-knit this family is to, raise their daughter all together, 4 moms and 2 grandmas. That's unusual. And yet they are living a very normal life. And I just think that the title kind of encapsulates that. And it was a little bonus that Jan actually said that on CBC. So it just really tied the title in, with the film.
Yeah. Yeah, it fits, really. We're a very normal family, in every way. There's nothing, different about our family other than the fact that we're all women and we're all gay. or queer. Maddie identifies as queer. That's a new term to me, but you know, in the last few years, we never used that word when, you know, 30, 40 years ago.
Well, and you know, it's interesting you say that because so much has changed over the course of your lives in these conversations. And we hear that, like you said, with the grandmothers all the way up to Madison, and culture is constantly changing these conversations. That absolutely, yes. I mean, that, you know, the idea of identification is more public isn't quite the word I'm looking for, but more open. You know, we're more accepting, I hope, of these sorts of things.
As soon as society changed, we changed.
Mm.
So I can't tell you how amazing it is to live our lives out. And I'll tell a stranger that I'm gay. It doesn't faze me at all. But you know, 30, 40 years ago, it was all about hiding. And to not have to hide is amazing. And that's what we're trying to do, I think, through this film, is to, you know, let people know that you can be gay and you can be out and you can be loved and you can live a good life. It's so nice to not be in a closet. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just it's like, I mean, in some respects, when we were hiding, we had like a secret group, our friends, and it, you were hiding with another group that you hung out with.
Yeah.
And in some respects, we had a lot of good times, even though we were hiding. It was like a secret club. So, and the coolest thing is that I've been hearing from my friends from when I was 18, 19, and we were going through this life together. And then everybody kind of goes their own way as you get older and you don't get to see each other much. And, you know, I've heard from my old friends who I haven't seen for quite a long time, and they're coming to see the film.
Mm.
So once again, I'm getting chills. It's just so amazing that they're coming. A lot of them are coming. Support. So it's, yeah, the support is amazing. So, and they're so excited to see it.
And you know, you mentioned too in the film, you talk about the authentic self, the power of being your authentic self, and I hear that in what you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
And again, speaking to you both, one, you know, one of the comments that's made within the film, and I do forget who made it, is the idea of visibility to create change.
That was Jan.
And
Jan.
Yeah.
I was wondering how you feel about that idea. What does that mean to you?
Change, visibility. That's a tough one. It's very hard. Um, for example, we went down to Niagara Falls on our 20th anniversary.
Kathy, sorry, can I interrupt? Kathy, can you come into the frame? Because I think it just kind of makes sense since,
Yep,
I don't know,
go ahead.
I guess it's up to you and how you would like
Okay.
to cut this, but
This is my lovely
Hi.
wife. So we went on this long weekend honeymoon, I guess, 20 years later. And we're walking down the street and Kathy grabs my hand. I'm like, what? Because I'm usually the one pushing her to be visible. But when push came to shove, I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. And she just, you know, held on and I went along. I thought, okay, let's do it. And I mean, there was something inside where I guess maybe the shame that you're used to. One of the reasons why we hid for so long. So we ended up holding hands the entire weekend, which was the coolest thing ever. Um, Yeah, and I was so proud of her because she was the one that always was hiding, and I was more of the pusher. Let's do this, but it, you know, I wasn't pushing that hard. But when she took that step,
Mm.
it was amazing. I mean, we haven't been walking around Barry holding hands yet, but we might do that, you know.
Colette, you opened up a whole new door.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was so much fun. The three of us went to Niagara Falls to kind of relive that experience. And it was so much fun and so cool that, we were able to, amongst a crowd, openly demonstrate their love for each other and, holding hands. And then it was really cool towards the end, there was actually a rainbow over the falls.
That was
And so it just kind of summed up, like, this is such an amazing experience. And also it's something that we can use in the film to really demonstrate you have to be visible in order to make change.
Yeah, and it gets easier. I find the more that we are visible, the better everybody is for it. I think it's good for people to get used to that there's gay people out there and we love each other and we want to hold hands and we want to kiss sometimes publicly, just like straight people do. I mean, I see people kiss and hold hands and whatnot. It's nice to live that way. And like it's slow, like our shame and all that is slowly, leaving. And it's so much easier every time Kathy grabs my hand. It's better. It's better.
Colette, what has this journey been like for you? I mean, to spend so much time with this family, what has struck you most about them now that they're sitting here and they're paying attention? Put this on the spot. Maybe both of you can go like this for a minute. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Cover those ears.
No, you know what? Kathy and Karen and Madison, the two grandmas, and then Tracy, they all have their own perspectives. They've all lived their own, they've had their own issues of, being gay and having to overcome those obstacles. And for me, it's just given me an appreciation of, what it's like to be, to be gay and just wanting to live your life the way, like I feel so privileged. I've never really had to go through any of that. And so it's just really given me an appreciation of for human rights, to be able to live your life the way you want to live. And I just feel really blessed and honored that they allowed me into their lives so authentically and openly. And none of them barred anything. Like during our interview, I could have done a 7-part series, because each one of them.
Well, let's get it
really
going.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of raw material.
I'll have to talk to Out TV, yes. No, because each one really has their own stories to tell. And, yeah, so I feel really lucky.
Well, we feel the same about you. I told you before, you made my dream come true. It really was my dream, and yeah, I was like, oh my God, somebody's taking like us seriously, and we just kept going forward and forward and forward. And I remember at one time though, I thought it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think we all were a little bit dejected and thinking, because I mean, if it didn't work with you, Colette, I'm not sure I had enough in me to keep going and trying to make this film. So yeah, I am so thankful for you and getting to know us and stuff. And I mean, we liked you right away. And we thought, yeah, we could definitely work with Colette. And we trusted you. And I mean, if we didn't, we wouldn't have been able to tell the story. And it's just, I think it was meant to be. The whole thing with the Jan connection, and because if we weren't big fans of Jan Arden, then we wouldn't have met, and then I'd still be like,
Well, I think Blair said it best, right? When he was filming us at the house, he talked about peeling the onion back
hmm,
and the layers that it has. So to Karen and Colette, I think it was everybody has a layer.
Yeah.
And like Colette had mentioned, there's so much more that each of us carry, and to be able to share that part of it, I think that was big for us. There was some very raw moments through the film. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we had my dog Harley as an emotional support dog, and
Yeah.
He's listed in the credits.
yeah, he's finally got a credit.
I was like, oh wow, okay.
Bill
That
Harvey.
dog's an actor now.
Yeah.
he's amazing. I'm so glad you brought him. Yeah, he was great.
This is one of the things I was saying before you both came on here. Speaking with Colette about how just genuine how genuine your family is on camera and how special that is, and not just saying everything's fine. You know, it's because it isn't.
Yeah.
But your willingness to say, here's our story, and we just want to throw it out there and give you our story is beautiful. It's just such a wonderful film, and I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for saying that.
It is. I'm wondering, as we should start to wrap up here, what you all hope people take away from Unusually Normal.
Well, I'm just hoping that they look at, well, I'm not talking about our allies, because they're already there.
Mm.
But there is a segment of our population that doesn't feel that way. And those are the people that I would like to reach.
Mm.
Parents of a gay child. People can make their child's life so much better if they're supporting them instead of tearing them down and not talking about it or pretending that their child isn't gay. Yeah, I just want those people to open their minds a little bit and get to know people in the LGBTQ community. It changes lives when families can accept another family member or a friend or whatever. It's better for everybody. It's better for the parent or the friend or whatever, and especially the person that is gay. Having support is everything. So hopefully this film will change some people's thinking, or give other people a chance, or yeah, that was the reason I wanted to make this film for years and years and years, because I thought it would help other families or individuals have a better life.
Mm.
Like, the path has been paved, and now we have to keep that moving forward, and we have to be ourselves.
I think we saw, we got a glimpse of the pain that some of these kids endure in school when Karen and Kathy and everybody went to the Gay Alliance at the school that Madison was attending. And, we were only able to use a snippet really of, I don't know how long the meeting was, an hour, maybe a couple of hours. But, you could see that there was a lot of pain with these kids. And, to Karen's point, if their parents were able to see this film and come away with a better understanding, I think we've achieved a really high goal.
Yeah.
I hope so too. I really appreciate your time, all of your time.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Honestly, thank you so much. I wish you the best and look forward to the next 6 films. which I just heard. I mean, that's what Colette. Or a reality show. There you go.
Yeah.
Reality show.
We're gonna do a mini series. That's
There
kind
it
of
is.
yeah. We're gonna get Elliot Page. We gotta get in touch with him, and then
Yes.
Right.
maybe he'll make a mini series.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Honestly, thank you so much. Have a
Thank
great day.
you.
I wish you the best.
thank you.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All
Thanks.
right.
Thanks.